from South Dakota, guys. Yep. I'm finally here at my destination, which is cool. Well, almost here. Wow. Hey guys, and welcome to Nomadic Dmitry channel. So I actually became a South Dakota resident a couple of days ago, and I actually wanted to do it for like a while. I wanted to change my residency from California. I mean, guys, California, I mean, it's beautiful and all that, but in terms of the fees and taxes and fees on top of the fees and all that, I mean, I don't think it's really a good choice unless you have a great office job which you like. I quit my office job a few years ago and I don't really want to go back. I'm like more into the freelance world and all that. But if you have a good office job in California and you're satisfied with all the stuff, with all the problems the state has, I think, I mean, you can totally live there and enjoy it, I guess. But for me, I mean, personally, I don't really like living in California. That's why I decided to go with South Dakota. And why South Dakota? Well, the primary reason for that is basically how easy this state makes it you to become a resident. Many people went this route and I already know that basically it's quite easy, and I just wanted to verify for myself if that is actually easy or not. And turns out it's super easy, guys. I mean, I got my driver license and license plate in like 2 hours total. And I mean, I never expected it's gonna be so easy. And then of course you need to update all your bank accounts, credit cards with a new address and all that. But it's actually quite enjoyable process of getting rid of from whatever California address and all that to actually a state that you like. So South Dakota is actually a state where the full-time travel is just like promoted, and it's not like in California you feel like you are just like doing something wrong or like doing something wrong with your life and all that. But in South Dakota, like full-time travel is actually a real term, and actually when you go to DMV and sign all the papers, it just says like, I am a full-time traveler and I'm a resident of South Dakota, but I intend to actually return to South Dakota. And well, I mean, it makes you return to South Dakota every few years, like every 5 years you need to renew driver license, and this is fine. I mean, I'm totally fine actually living for a while in this state. Like, I mean, maybe not the whole year because it's quite cold, right? But few months a year, I mean, totally fine living there, no problem at all. So let's actually talk about the documents that you need to transfer your driver license from one state to another. Basically, it's called out-of-state transfer. And for that, your main document is going to be your passport and social security card. This is just basically two main things that identify you. So what else do you need? So you need to have mailbox PNB number. So PNB number is just like private mailbox number, which basically all the mail is going to be routed this way, and it's also going to be your address on your driver license. So which is cool, you can use this as your actual address. So I went with the America's mailbox, but you can pick any service that you like. I mean, there are quite a good amount of services available to you if you want to go this route. So basically this one, and you also need a receipt to provide to DMV, just confirming that you actually have this mailbox. And also one more thing, guys, after you set it up, it's better to just send a few statements like bank statements or anything like that which confirms your name. So you can also bring this one up to DMV and confirm this is your real address. Next thing you need to bring there is basically a receipt from a hotel. And you guys, you need to stay 1 day in South Dakota to basically become a resident. So that's why you need to bring the receipt from a hotel, just confirming, proving that you actually stayed there. So yeah, this is very important as well, and because otherwise you'll not get the license. And some few things that you need to know as well. So as of now, they only taken appointments. So basically, if you just like walk in, they might let you through to get the driver's license, but most likely you need to have some appointment. And for that reason, you can either use their like appointment system on the website, which I used, and I got like appointment like in 2 weeks, which is not very convenient to me. So I also emailed them to asking like, hey guys, can I come in like this time, this day? And they were like not responding for a while. But after like I just sent a couple more emails, they basically responded me and say, okay, you can just come tomorrow if you have all the documents, and it's gonna be easy. And yeah, I basically had all the documents, I provided it to them, and it was like very quick, like half an hour, and that's it. Oh, when you go there to DMV, well, basically just like sign a form for the driver license. You just basically say, okay, I need to transfer from this state to this state, this is my current driver license number and all that. Just provide all the info, just fill out this form, and then you go there, they take a photo of you, and you just provide all the documents. They also check your vision, guys, by the way. So yeah, so basically this is what happens. And I got my driver license in like 30 or 40 minutes after walking in. I was like, wow, that's it. Very easy, very fast. And I mean, I just love the experience overall. The people are really friendly here. My recommendation for you guys, if your appointment date is really far away, so you just email them and ask them, okay guys, I just want to basically get my driver license at this date and this time, and they're gonna basically provide you some specific dates and times, and maybe try the small towns, because in small towns the DMV is actually easier to reach. So maybe go to small towns where not much people there, because like Rapid City is pretty crowded location, right? But if you go to somewhere else, there are probably more options. So that was my experience. I basically booked appointment like four hours drive away from Rapid City, but then I just canceled because I got one in Rapid City because they actually replied to my email. So like I'm really grateful for that. I don't really want to drive 4 hours just to get my driver license, but yeah, it worked for me. And then the car title. So guys, I got my driver license and plates just like in 2 hours or something. And I mean, it's super easy in South Dakota. I mean, you don't really need to do much stuff. I mean, you just register it and like that. Everything is like very logical. I mean, it's so cool. So basically my car where I'm right now, it's my van, a Chevy Express 3500. I just basically needed to transfer plates from California ones, yeah, to South Dakota ones. So you don't really need to have an appointment for license plates. You just stand in line for like sometimes like an hour or maybe more, but you basically get there, you pay the fee, you pay the registration fee, and you walk out with the plates already. So you already have the plates. You just bolt those in and that's it. Basically you have the plates, guys. I mean, wow. You just remind yourself to have a screwdriver. Once you walk out with the license plate, you probably want to remove your previous state license plates and get rid of those. So yeah, and install new ones from South Dakota. So what do you need to actually get those license plates? All you need to do is basically the title of the car. They basically gonna mail you a new one, like a South Dakota address and all that, and that's it. And sometimes the bill of sales, but since the California has the highest fees on the car and registration and titles and like whatever, so in this case for me it was easy. I don't need to provide anything. I just no need to provide anything for me. But if you're going from some other state, some reasonable state I would say, then you probably need to bring a bill of sales. Basically that provides the information about how much taxes you paid on a vehicle. So and that's basically you need to pay some amount, some difference amount between those or something like that. I mean, I guess not really sure about the process, but for me it was super easy. And yeah, the insurance, you also need to update your insurance, right? Because your insurance rate might either go down or go up, but for me it actually went up for some reason. I don't know, because in California I had some specific discount called California Good Driver or something like that, but in South Dakota I didn't have one. Well, maybe I should just give them a call, and maybe they're gonna lower the rate if I just give them a call and just say that. So I'm probably gonna go this route, but it didn't raise dramatically, but just a bit over $100 a year. Basically my insurance went up. So I mean, it's not really critical, but yeah, I guess that's fine. But the registration for the car was actually much cheaper. It was like $200 for the California, more than $200 for California, and in South Dakota it was like $70. So all in all it was just, I guess there is no real difference. Even like $100 spike in the rate for insurance, I mean, not really a huge deal for a year, right? And yeah, basically you have it. And no state income tax, guys. So basically this is the main reason why many people choose South Dakota. The weather here is not that cool most of the year, but since I'm originally from Russia, I mean, for me it's not a big deal. It's the windy, cold, snowy weather for me is not a big deal. It's just totally fine with me. I mean, if I'm living in a van, let's say, I don't have a particular reason just to stay in one area. I can just always move, right? So that's why South Dakota, like once in a while being there, no problem for me at all. And it's really beautiful state. I'm just gonna explore it and hike around like Mount Rushmore. The main like slogan of this state is like great places, great faces or something like that. So basically in that sense it's basically all about Mount Rushmore, right? Basically I feel like I'm required to actually explore this state because like there are so many hiking options there, and I mean it feels great. And there are many camping options as well. Camping is not that expensive here. There's also boondocking options. So I mean, there is something for everyone, I guess. But the main problem is the snow, right? It's April and it's still snowing today, even though it's April. So yeah, some people might not like it. But again, I just like totally depends on you. And I actually bought a heater. I bought a Mr. Buddy heater, this one. So yeah, I have it right here, and it actually is pretty good. It just works for the purpose. But I should say that personally I feel like not everybody needs that heater, because you're already cooking your food, for example, right? And you have the stove and all that, so maybe you don't really need this heater. And I just bought this one. I'm not sure, maybe I'm gonna return it because it just eats so much propane. You just basically attach the cylinder to it, like the small Coleman cylinder, and it basically just, I don't know, 5 hours and it's gone. It's really fast. I mean, I don't really like this fact, so maybe I'm just gonna return it and just use a stove instead. You're already making food, right? So that's why you're probably just gonna be fine with just a stove to heat up your van or small space. But again, guys, I'm talking about van life. If you just need a place basically to register yourself and or register your vehicle, like, and just like go to some other state or anything like that, so South Dakota is a really good place. Why not Texas? People ask me, why not Texas? I mean, personally, I feel like Texas has much stricter rules. Yes, because for example, you need to have like annual inspections of the vehicles or something like that. So I was like, nah, I don't really want to. And my van might not even pass that, because smoke check in California, for example, I have a check engine light. I'm not really sure it's gonna pass it with that. It has some emissions or stuff like that, so I don't really care about that. But in California, it's super strict about anything, so that's why I cannot even probably register my vehicle in California anymore. So, and I don't really care. Texas becoming like another California right now, but I'm not gonna go deep into politics and all that, but just gonna say that I don't really feel good about becoming a Texas resident. I mean, why? South Dakota is pretty good, but the main con of course the South Dakota is just like driving in the winter and just basically staying in that kind of climate if you want to be here for a long time. But I guess you can also solve that with just like a bit of heating, a bit of adaptation to this new climate and stuff like that. Some people actually like cold climate. I mean, no problem at all. Alright guys, so this was it. This was all about how to become South Dakota resident in 2021 and I guess beyond. We'll see how it all changes. By the time you watch this one, something might already change. I don't know. Something if something is changing, then I'm not sure if it's changing for good or bad. We'll see. But it's just interesting world, guys, I should say. Yeah, van life is a good way. Not everybody should live this life like full time, but it's actually quite interesting, quite promising. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See you soon and bye bye.